by the color blue. Also brought to you by the number 270. And now, here's the song. And love knows no space and time. And love will make a little child smile. And now here they are, your invenerable host, Carlos Kareem Wyndham. Yep. Smoke them if you got them. Today, that's how that sound is how we know we're here. Beep 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 beep. Beep ha, jokes and fun. Tomorrow, it's going to be a twofer. I'm going to be here in the afternoon with everybody for 420. Then I'm going to be back again later recording a special Patreon episode with Dom Jones. And I don't know when we're going to put it up, but you know what? If you want to find out, then you need to be a patron. And would love it if you were. Gonna tell you how in a second. Got a record out. It's with my band that I'm in. It's called Wallace, and it's called And We Ride. It's really good. Spotify, Bandcamp, if you want. That'd be cool. Or don't. To become a patron, you get, if you want. Again, you know, this is the cool way you get to see the special extra show, the double dip, that we're going to do with Dom Jones tomorrow, where we will be talking about the placement of music in your favorite black television programs and movies, and just exactly who does that. We're going to be talking about that, and you can join us at Patreon Smoke and Mirrors CCB. That's for comedy, culture, and blackness. Smoke and Mirrors C, C, and B. If you would like to share this for a non-economical cost, all you got to do is share it. Just share it. Just share it. Just share it. Which in our instance does not mean dyeing your hair black when you're 77 years old. In our instance, that just means share the episode. Put it on your page. Start a watch party. Those would all be good things to do. Like and subscribe on YouTube if you're there. If you wanted to drop 5 on it, you could do that 3 places. Venmo, Carlos Wyndham. You could Cash App, $CK Wyndham. You could PayPal /me, CK Wyndham. You could drop 5 on it in any of those places if you really super duper felt like it. And again, if you wanted to check out that Patreon episode, you would be doing so alongside Ruthie, Erica, Amber, Aaron, Seth, Lisa, Kristen, Renisa, Michael, Natalie, Juliet, Tarika, Tracy, Venus, and Jen. If you wanna. Well, here we are. Face to face. Couple of silver spoons. Hoping to find we're 2 of a kind, making our way the best that we can in a country completely divided and half of it living in some Opie Taylor Cunningham delusion of nostalgia. Yipe. So I'm not great. I'm not terrible. I'm not as terrible as some people, some liberals in particular, are tending to be right now. And I wish I were more surprised to have further evidence that the patriarchal, white supremacist, capitalist society is doing exactly what it's meant to do. It's good to wish things. It's good to wish things. And yet and still, I don't want to pretend nothing happened. Not going to be here. Maybe I will. I don't anticipate being here super long to do this today. Like I said, we've got 2 shows tomorrow, and quite honestly, the cortisol in my body keeps like rising and falling, and is showing some very serious indicators of post-Electsh Depresh, such as my blood feeling a bit like concrete flowing through my veins. I don't know if you're experiencing that too. But if you're not, it's probably because you just don't vote one way or the other. I don't know. Everybody else is freaking the fuck out. Rightly so and wrongly so at the same time. Anyway. Hey, let's celebrate the victories while we got them. You know what I mean? Oregon. All the drugs are legal here now. So, if anybody's got some cocaine that's been burning a hole in their pocket, then you don't really actually have any cocaine, do you? Hey! But if you did, it'd be legal to take it. I don't know if that would be the appropriate drug of choice, given the moment. Your mushrooms there, go for it. Do you like your smack? How do you feel about it? It's great. Most of the country, many more places, you can smoke all of the marijuana. Let's smoke some of it now. That's legal here. We'll smoke some marijuanas here. Sometimes I forget that Raven says it looks better when we look direct into the camera when we're smoking. You don't know, every time I look down, all I'm doing is I'm looking at the bowl and doing some of this, but it looks weird. That looks like Nutty Professor. This looks very Bill Nye the Science Guy. Go drugs. I guess the war on drugs is officially over. Even though, as we know, the war on drugs was started as a way to agitate against the left, and in particular to start to associate drugs with black folks and with hippies. And so, I don't know. War on drugs is over in Oregon. Yeah. Good things happen, though, and let's not pretend they didn't. There is one of our favorite representatives, Ayanna Presley, there of Massachusetts, seen here with the best hairstyle known to humanity. She got reelected, so she gets to go back to Congress and fight with people. So yay for her, I guess, if that's what she wants to do. She's going to bring her whole squad with her. That, of course, includes Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York, and Rashida Tlaib of Minnesota. And honestly and genuinely, congratulations to genuinely. Hey, Joshua, can we check on the script? Is genuinely a word? Did Webster's add genuinely by any chance? No, just irregardless. 1937, huh? All right. Genuinely thrilled that that it's not so bad if you look down ballot, I guess, is the ultimate lesson, right? So the people in your home states, in your cities, if you're a progressive, have a look around. We are still making progress. Progress is not a thing that can just be stopped. And you knew, even if this mythical blue wave that the liberals were preaching about did happen, that we still had a lot of fucking work to do. This was not just like, oh, good, we got Biden. Everybody's second choice. You know what I mean? So it's not even like we were winning, even if we won. And I was on with my folks, Chris. I wish I knew what the stream is called. They do. Oh fuck! I don't even know what it's called. I was on with Chris for a little bit of the election coverage that he and the crew were doing yesterday after Smoke and Mirrors. After, by the way, shout out to Queen. That was a great conversation. Shout out to my folks, Mac, Malkia, Cyril. Fantastic conversation. Looking forward to this talk with Dom. Shout out to Black women and femmes. Shout out to Black masks. Shout out to Black gender non-conforming peoples. Thank you for being and making the world worth a goddamn thing. Thank you. But after the conversation, had a little talky talk with Chris and some other young comedians as the numbers were first coming in, and it began as a blue wave, and then it turned to a red wave, and then and now it's turning back to blue puddles everywhere, which is what they said about the last blue wave that ushered in these four. So I don't know if it's a wave, it's a puddle, it's whatever. It's a progress. And, you know, as the song from yesterday's show teaches us, don't you know? Talking about a revolution, it sounds like a whisper. Don't you know? Talking about a revolution sounds like a whisper. A poor people gonna rise up. Okay, so anyway, this is good. Also, very, very big shout out to friend of the show, now officially Boulder Commissioner, Boulder Valley Commissioner, Marta Lachamin. Congratulations. Thank you for sharing your journey with us twice as you made your bid. Once as you secured the nomination of your party, and then again as you got ready for the final runoff for the election in what was a swift and hearty 78 months of campaigning. So congratulations. Jesus, I hope you get like a day of rest, a week. Do you get that? Lord. Congratulations, sincerely, Marta. It's wonderful to see peers and contemporaries who I've known for so long really continuing to make a mark in Colorado and for Boulder and for the people, and to do it in a way that does not exploit labor and really does elevate the voices of the most impacted in your efforts. I sincerely appreciate what you're doing out there. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Drop your lighter there, Slick. Well, oh yeah, there's also this other election happening still, right? Still, because the votes are being counted right now in a few of the states, in spite of the wishes of this fearless dude. Seen here about 20, I don't remember how many minutes. Seen here many minutes after Vice President Joe Biden had gotten out to say, hey, we're not going to know tonight. It's going to take more time to count the votes as we thought it would. He knew, right? All that optimism that the Dems and the supporters, liberals, progressives were sharing. He knew it was going to be a slog. Joe did, and he kept saying so because he knew that what we don't like to admit, but what we got to face is that half of this country is really fighting for their humanity against white supremacy, and white supremacy is kicking their asses and winning. And so they and by that I mean the internal white supremacy that makes them think that there is some supremacy in the whiteness and that their meritocracy is real or means shit. Um, it's not a good fight, and there used to be funding beyond universities, to really, really help folk, especially those aligned with weird things like skinheads, QAnon, to do deprogramming with folks to help them recover their humanity from the claws of whiteness, many of which were defunded by Skipper here, who, in all of his machismo, got out to announce that he was going to try to keep his promise to commit a coup d'etat, and kept that promise at 2:22 a.m. When everybody's watching TV. Um, okay, dude. Even his vice presidential candidate came out directly afterward and contradicted this asshole. If you're a news junkie, I know you've seen this already. If you watch this, you're probably not a news junkie like that, and you're just hearing that this happened. But yeah, he declared victory, and said he wanted the votes to nobody to be able to vote anymore now that the election was done. But what he meant was he didn't want any more votes counted, except where he does, where it would benefit him, but not where he doesn't. And whatever he wants, what's happening is what was predicted by many. It looks like, I don't want to say this with full assuredness, but it's getting closer, and it's looking more difficult for the Donald to find a path to term two. Because there it is right now. There's where we stand. Uh, now the gross part for the liberals, I understand, is how red it is. Like right here in the middle pieces, right there in the middle. That redness of it all. That's not the sexy piece for you. Here's the thing. That's who this country always has been. And when we have an election, it's just a contest to see how crazy are white people now. And the question is usually pretty fucking crazy. So anyway, this is where we are right now. At 264 with votes coming in that do reflect that it looks very much likely that Nevada is probably going to swing blue. The votes that are coming in Pennsylvania are coming in primarily in black populated areas. The same is true of Georgia and North Carolina. So it does look like there's going to be a shift, and the thing is going to happen. It's a mess. It's a mess. You're right. It should have disqualified him as soon as he declared victory, while the votes were not counted yet. But we can't live in the world of should, as we've been in the upside down for so long. We know what that means. We know where we are. It's so good to see you as well, Zan, my friend. God bless you out there in Big Bearded, Texas. It's Texas isn't any bluer. It seems so. Fuck. Fuck. Fuck Texas. But before we get too happy, because it does look, that Joe Biden may win. Um, Remember that even if he does, Trump's already taking it to court. Now, the places he's taking it to court to have recounts done and to do all this other bullshit, even where there have been historical recounts, they've only flipped about 200 votes at the most, as few as 100. And he would need to flip like upwards of 10,000, 20,000, it looks like right now. I'm not saying he's not going to still cheat and figure out how to get truth out of the claws and jaws of truthiness and into the belly of injustice. He does have a way of being able to do that and do that quite successfully. Could still happen. And there's time in between here and there. I'm also not excited to know what kind of IEDs and learn what sorts of IEDs get planted all over the United States while these knuckleheads wait for their president to save them from QAnon. It's a lot. Here's the thing, though. Don't get too happy with yourself. Even libs who voted for Joe Biden. And don't be surprised at why Joe Biden is where he is right now and Trump is where he is right now in terms of this very unsexy middle of the country. It's very red and sunburnt again, because if we do the breakdown and look at what's going on in the vote, which again is just like a guide, it's a blueprint for the Electoral College, which is truly just built to preserve the power of slave holders. This whole myth of 3/5 a human, it was not that black people were ever worth 3/5 a human. What it meant is that white people who had enslaved Africans got an extra third fifths vote. That's hard to say, for each and every one of the bodies that they held. That's all that meant. And that was the Electoral College, the voting power that they had. Was they had an additional not for votes they actually have or had earned, but an additional third-fifths vote. Also, if we look there, we see the breakdown of who's voting where in the reds and the blues and the such and the suches. And we see once again that what we are talking about is a very familiar breakdown of who are the beneficiaries, perceived or otherwise, of white supremacist capitalist patriarchy. Also, black men, black wealthy men, you're not helping. You're not helping. Fuck you, O'Shea. Fuck you, Ice Cube. And I don't mean that like in the song way, like when we went to your concert. When I was there. I was there in 1992. Fuck you, Ice Cube. Fuck you, Ice Cube. Not like that. Not like that. Like, seriously, fuck you, Ice Cube. Fuck you. Okay. Hey, this has been an episode of The Smoke and the Mirrors. It sure has. Man, the world is a bummer. Have a look at me on the IG there at the Smoke and Mirrors CCB. That's for the comedy, the culture, and the blackness. If you'd like to, you could look at the Twitter, Caballo Negrito. That translates, Caballo Negrito, for those of the monolingual set, translates into why are white people like this? Literally, Caballo Negrito translates as why are white people like this? If you have a thought, question, comment about what we do here, please write to us at Smoke and Mirrors CCB. Again, that's for the comedy, the culture, and the blackness. Gmail.com, produced and hosted by myself, Godless Kareem Wyndham. This is also produced by Tracy Tatamy. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Wash your hands. Don't go outside. Really, really don't go outside right now. Just don't do that at all. And wear a mask. And you can wear one inside too. You could wear like a Darth Vader mask, or you could wear a Snoopy mask, the Halloween mask that you made for your kids that you thought you were going to take them out to go to Halloween with. I don't care. People in the red, unsexy place, just some mask. Tell someone you love them, you love them. I love you. Okay. See you tomorrow. It'll be. Dun 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 dun.